Yes, for those of you who just saw Digimon Ghost Game, we can have a two-parter and end episodes on cliffhangers. It's okay. We'll get through this commonly used plot device together. Digimon Beatbreak is the newest anime for Digimon that has entered into its 5th episode. Though I must say this one is feeling like it may have made a little more sense if it was episode 4 instead. With the last episode telling us a bit more about Reina and the team, it is time for us to have an episode about Makoto, right? Well, not so much. Now, my digital friends, we dive into episode 5 of Digimon Beatbreak, Half and Half. An episode that seems to dive more into the world that Beatbreak takes part in, though raises all the more questions that I'm not sure that we have answers to. So without further ado, I'm sure you want to hear what is happening in episode 5. Let us get to this and get back on track after being sick for so long. It's getting old. We begin this episode at night with some guys who are doing some demolition work. Though really most of the work is being done by a large Digimon that many of you may not recognize. Kinkimon has pretty much only appeared in the DS Digimon games. It has classically been an armored Digimon that didn't make it into Digimon Adventure 02, but also has been an ultimate in some of those other showings. There appear to be some kind of construction company who is trying to evict people so they can make a fortune. Classic evil capitalist messaging here. Yep, we got it. Though these guys aren't from out of nowhere. They are the ones that hired the Machmon owner as well from the last episode. So okay, maybe it should be episode 5. Maybe. We'll see later on. But what they plan to do with the Sapotama semiconductors they were stealing still remains unclear. They're building what appears to be called the Integrated Resort Construction Site. We even get a view of the man who seems to be in charge. He sounds like a bigger deal. But since he doesn't appear to be one of the 6 humans we see in the intro, I'm not so sure he's going to last too long. Though, only time will tell us for sure. There appears to be just one last place in their way to complete construction. We return to our resident cleaner team, Glowing Dawn, as they are talking to Garando, who seems to recall that more of the illegal gigs like the Machmon owner was doing was more common when she was younger. Again, pointing toward the government is far more controlling, and any activity like that is hard to do unless you have someone on the inside to help, or as she refers to it, a leak somewhere. Tomura appears to be missing from this meeting. Apparently the group sent him to go get some buns and now can't get a hold of him. Makoto seems to be holding some kind of wireless earbud, which we know at this point is something that Tomura normally wouldn't trust or wear, so I assume this is one he was supposed to wear but isn't. We see Tomura is having a really hard time reading a crudely drawn map that was given to him. We have no idea at this point if Tomura has a good sense of direction or anything like that. I know he doesn't like them, but Gekomon still has a Sapotimer, right? That can give directions, along with so many other functions that it has. But before any of that can happen, Gekomon smells something tasty and just decides to leap out of the bag to go after the smell. After a brief chase, Tomura is able to catch up to him and is clearly not happy, worrying about whether someone could have seen him. Don't worry, this worry will see redundant soon, and he's also annoyed at his lack of listening to anything Tomura tells him. So this has been the case for a while, and I'm assuming likely won't change anytime soon. So he's been brought close enough to the smell that he decides to check it out anyway. It appears to be an open-air market, full of people who are selling food of various kinds, from sweets to meats. Wasn't last episode meat rare and expensive? Now there's something sold in the corner store? There's a lot that is very odd about this place that may well get explained later, just not in this episode. But before they can buy anything, a trio of masked thugs show up on the market. Before Tomura has a chance to react, a large panda comes walking up the street to confront the thugs. An ultimate level Digimon that we have seen in a few different outings in anime and games before, Pandamon. He calls the thugs out as being members of Koala Kai. Pandas versus koalas? Are we going to find some Bascomon here? That would be a rare one to see. Pandamon also wears a cape that Pandamons typically don't wear, that bears a clear symbol upon it, which we will see a few times in this episode. He attempts to have them leave peacefully, but it's clear they won't back down so easily. It is easy to see that the humans are outmatched by Pandamon, twirling them around easily. It seems that the people of this town know Pandamon and cheer it on. So are Digimon a secret in this world, or not? These are a lot of people that seem to know the secret and are clearly not cleaners. Does the ministry not know about all the Digimon like they think? It's an oddity that I hope gets some explanation, like many things in this episode. Well, shortly after the battle starts, Pandamon stumbles and appears drained, giving one of the thugs time to take a woman hostage with a knife. This causes her to drop a piece of fried minced meat that she is holding, causing Gekomon to jump out and freak out at the waste of such delicious food. using the surprise of his appearance to be able to grab the thug and hurl him spinning wildly out of the market. This is enough to make the men retreat. The people are not at all scared or surprised by Gekkomon's appearance at all, thanking him for helping to save their homes. An old man appears to thank Pandamon for scaring off the thugs, but Pandamon also tells him it is thanks to the new visitors as well. The old man is Sasatake, who leads the Pandagumi. Will he or this group ever come up again after these episodes? Well, only time will tell. Tomoro seems ready to leave, but they want to thank him for their help with a feast. Gekkomon is far more excited by this than Tomoro, of course. They tell the visitors not to be modest and eat as much as they want. Seeming to be a pretty well-off place for just some random people in a market off in the middle of nowhere, in this rather otherwise desolate-looking city. The residents start to talk about things that are generally in line with a lot of what Tomoro tends to be thinking, not caring about whether you are a Digimon or not. We'll see if Tomoro ends up really agreeing with that one or not. Everyone is welcome here. I think the modern slogan of your ideal self is just nonsense. He's scoffing at the idea of even owning one of the Sapotamas, seeming to distrust Sapotamas and AI just like Tomoro talked about in episode 3. We see the old man's clothes bearing the same symbol that Pandamon wears, seeming to be the mark of the Pandagumi. He gets up on the table and dances, while Gekkomon decides to join him. Tomoro seems to enjoy a lot of music. He doesn't seem much of a dancer so far. These people share a lot of memories here, wanting to stop the outsiders from tearing the place down to build a resort with a casino there. Even though we can clearly see they've cleared out everyone else in the area. Gekkomon seems to settle it easily with these people who aren't scared of him, jumping into the baths with the kids and just having a good time. We cut over to the thugs who have a meeting with the boss from before. It is time to end this, so they are going to call in Kenkimon in order to tear the place down. Here's where the episode cuts to commercial. Since I'm not cool enough to have a sponsor section here, this is just a quick, hello, my name is Rordrik, I cover all things Digimon. If you don't want to have the Koalakai to come evict me, why don't you like this video and make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss any more Digimon news. And all those other things I'm supposed to say here as a good YouTuber. You know the drill. Thank you. Gekkomon is having a great time in the baths, bonding with the humans and Pandamon, but Tomoro is separate and speaks with the old man. Talks about he met Pandamon and how their relationship is more like a parent and a child, which is certainly a very unusual relationship for us to see in Digimon. But then again, having older people with Digimon is pretty unusual on its own. He speaks of how they first met, seeing Pandamon feeding off some random person in a dark alley, but clearly it seems upset about having to do this. Learning that it needs the E-Pulse in order to survive, the old man offers it some of his own. Being a found pair, they can form bonds even stronger than a true parent and child. Sure, that can be true for some people, who fall off or have a hard time with their parents. There's something that is always there about your real parents and family. But I get that the show is still trying to teach Tomoro he can find a family outside of his real one. But given Sasatake's age, it doesn't seem like he is enough to keep Pandamon at full strength. Likely the reason why we saw him earlier, even just against the humans, to be a little slow and worn out. Everyone has come to rely on it and help protect them all. Everyone knows about this Pandamon, so how are they not involved with cleaners or the government then? This whole situation feels a little off. Meanwhile, Pandamon is bonding with Gekkomon, asking him to become its sibling. Going a bit intense of sharing everything, including when they die, it would be side by side. Being a bit intense for the young and food-centric Gekkomon. I do understand that Gekkomon only hatched a handful of days ago in this world. But being a bit young and naive makes some sense. I just really hope that it isn't another case like Gammamon, where he doesn't at least grow up a little over the course of the season. This is a fine place for him to be for now, but please, I don't need a whole another season like that. Maybe bonding with an older and more serious Digimon like Pandamon may help. Their bonding is interrupted by a crash from the market area, as Kenkimon and the Pandakai have returned. Showing that these people are truly heartless, the Kenkimon shuttle comes swinging down toward a crowd and a little girl. Pandamon is able to step up in time to save her, of course. The show hasn't really proven that it's willing to crush innocent young bystanders. Yet, at least. Pandamon quickly comes to the conclusion that a fight here will damage the town, so it has to do something. The single swipe of its paw slashes through the air to open up a rift to the mirror world. That wasn't impressive enough. It also can pick up and hurl Kenkimon into the rift that is many times larger. I guess it was able to get some E-Pulse from the old man in between battles to help out? Pandamon follows it into the mirror world. Shortly after, Tomoro and Gekkomon also go in. Though even in just that short time, Pandamon seems slow and not doing so well. Gekimon's crane hook turns into a glowing wrecking ball to crush it, but Gekomon pulls it to safety with his tongue. They quickly prepare a counterattack, which doesn't seem like the smartest plan, by hurling Gekomon at the problem. But with Sunblock and Tomoro's E-Pulse, it does turn out to work, as he can wrap his tongue around its face and it starts to freak out. Spinning it round and round, though, it cannot get Gekomon to loosen his grip. So the owner does fall off. Pandamon seizes the moment to use its animal nail to reduce Genkimon to a Bonbon in a single blow. I'm guessing Genkimon is more an armor in this one than an ultimate then. The owner runs away, seeming far more worried about the loss of revenue than the Digimon it was using. Digimon and Pandamon celebrate their victory together, but that is short-lived, as raining down from above are a stream of energy blasts that Pandamon uses his body to shield Gekomon from. But no one is there to protect the unconscious Bonbon, so it is deleted in the attack. It is likely a very good thing Pandamon protected him, as up on that cliff is an Astamon, a Mafia-themed ultimate-level Digimon that could have done a lot of damage to rookie Gekomon. The leader of the thugs shows himself, and Pandamon seems to know him as Yukari. Now, this name doesn't seem to mean anything to us yet, and given his lack of appearance otherwise, I'm still not convinced he'll be a big deal moving forward, but I welcome the season to prove me wrong. Pandamon is still out for the count after taking that hit, no matter how much Gekomon calls out and shakes it. Yukari tells Astamon to do it, as we see it taking aim with its machine gun at Pandamon. Now, a fun little side note for you, Astamon's prize machine gun is made by Volcanismon, who many more of you may know now that he appears in Time Stranger. But the strange thing about it is the gun is called Gold Salmon. Silly name or not, he takes aim at the vulnerable Pandamon, and suddenly, that is where the episode cuts off. I would say it's a fine episode, but out of the 5 we've gotten so far, I would say that it is the weakest one of the season so far. Why would they put the solo Tomoro episode immediately after the team coming together episode? That just makes it feel kind of out of place. I have a pretty good feeling the team will be more important next episode, so at least in a 2-part story, it could make more sense next episode. Plus, Tomoro is all freaking out about people seeing Gekomon because of a big secret. Then we turn around and this entire market knows about Digimon and Pandamon. Is a rogue Digimon that is allowed to be free? Is Kyo somehow helping to keep places like this free from the government interference on his personal time? There's a lot here that just doesn't quite add up, but there's still plenty more episodes in this season to solve these problems. The biggest thing is I can hope this bond with Pandamon will help Gekomon grow up, even though I bet he'll still always have that Gremlin energy. And finally, our preview for episode 6. We see right away that Makoto and Reina are in the mirror world, likely having tracked down Makoto. If any of you were actually worried about Pandamon, they immediately show he is up and fighting again, so that tension is already lost. Seems like the boss got hurt, likely old man Sasatake, and how important the chivalry he taught was. With the Astamon empowering him with the green E-Pulse, it does not look like our team is doing well. Does this mean we could get a Digivolution, perhaps? Or is Murasamemon going to swoop in and save the day? Just to wait and see in Digimon Beatbreak Episode 6, The Bond of Parent and Child. That is everything for Digimon Beatbreak up to Episode 5. Thank you all for watching. We'll just have to wait and see what the resolution to this cliffhanger will be. If you're looking for more talk about Beatbreak, here's my review of Episode 4. Or if you're looking for another Digimon video, here is one YouTube thinks you might find neat. Now that I have finished Digimon Story Time Stranger and caught up on Beatbreak, you'll be seeing me more talking about that soon. But where to begin? Mechanics? Story? A review? So much to talk about. I hope I'll see you in the next Digimon video. Take care.